Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my June TBR. I'm really excited about all these books, but I have to admit that I will be reading a lot of books that I don't own. So my reading to zero challenge isn't going as well as I was hoping for. These last couple months, I've just been reading a lot of books that I don't actually own. So I'm feeling a little bit at that, but I'm really excited for all these books. And yeah, let me just get into what I'm planning on reading this month. So starting off, I wanted to finish The Lost Affair by Margot Hunt. I started this for the Thrill to the Weekend readathon, and I actually didn't get to finish it during the readathon or through May, but I did finish it on the 1st. So this was going to be on my June TBR. It was on my June TBR, but I finished it on the 1st. So I don't know if I'll be including it in my May wrap up since I read most of it through May, or if I'll be including it in my June wrap up. But I have finished this. This is my first book down for the month of June. I had Firestarter by Stephen King on my TBR for May, and I did start reading it. I started listening to the audiobook. I'm about halfway through it at this point, but I haven't finished it. I put it on hold because I wanted to read other things. I am interested in still reading it. I still want to watch the movie adaptations. There's two of them, the one with Drew Barrymore and then the newer one. I've heard really bad things about both, like not both of them, but the newer one. And so I'm not as excited about watching the movies, but I still want to finish this, want to watch the movies. And yeah, this is basically the book that I'm currently reading right now. I think I had both these books on my May TBR. I'm not 100% sure, but I hope that I get to them this month. One of them is an arc, A Year to the Day by Robin Benway, and it actually comes out June 22nd. So I'd like to finish it and talk about it before the release date. So hopefully I'll get to this one. It's basically about a sister who lost her sister the year before, and she's just kind of going through a year of not having had her sister, of having missed birthdays and stuff like that. I know it's supposed to be really sad. I hope that it's really sad because I love sad books, but we'll see how I feel. I hope I do get to this one really soon. The next book that I'm not sure if I had it on my May TBR, but I have it on this TBR again, is An Honest Lie by Erin Fisher. I received this copy from the publisher, but I haven't gotten to reading it. I've seen it at Target. I've seen a couple of my friends want to read it soon, and I haven't read anything by Erin Fisher that wasn't written with Colleen Hoover. So I'm really excited for this. I know this is a thriller. I don't really know much about it, and that's how I like to go into my books. So I don't usually know a lot about the books that I plan on reading. I'm really excited for this one. I love this cover. I love the colors, and you know, I'm really excited to try out not a Colleen Hoover, a Erin Fisher book because I've heard great things about her. I just don't know how soon I'll be getting to this one. I did get a finished copy from the publisher, so I want to get to it soon since it was recently released, but I don't know if I will get to it this month. This is one of my maybe I will, maybe I won't. The next book on my TBR is Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I've had this book on so many TBRs and I have not gotten to it, but I do have an audiobook copy that I got from the library. So I'm hoping that will be a good reason to finally pick this up. I wanted to pick it up during the Thrill to the Weekend readathon, but I didn't get around to it. And this just has been sitting on my shelf for a long time now. I have wanted to read it for a long time now, but I still haven't gotten to it. So maybe this is the month where I get to it. The last arc that I want to get to this month is And There He Kept Her. I will put a picture here. I don't remember what the author's name is, but I am really excited about this one. It is a thriller about teenagers who sneak into this person's home and end up getting kidnapped or trapped there, even though they thought it was a helpless person. I talked about it in my Thrill to the Weekend TBR because this was one that I was hoping to get to. I did start a few pages during that weekend, but I didn't get very far into it. It does release next week, so I want to hopefully finish it this week. I just don't know if I'll be able to get to it. Hopefully I will. I don't know yet. It's my plan to read that very soon. The next few books I'm reading either as buddy reads or for events, so I'm really excited for all of these because I've heard only good things about all these books, so I'm really excited. The first one that I want to talk about is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. This one I'm reading with my Bookstagram book club. We started this book club in May. Our first book wasn't a hit. None of us either finished it or loved it. So it was kind of a bust. But now we officially have a Bookstagram logo and a Bookstagram account. Our book club name is Booksta Buddies. And for June, we are going to read King of Battle and Blood, and so far 2 of the members have started it and so far love it. It is high fantasy, but it's also, I believe, a marriage of convenience, possibly some kind of romance that I heard is supposed to be really spicy, hopefully. I feel like this book sounds a lot like The Bridge Kingdom, which I didn't love. I read that in March or April. I didn't love that. It was something I expected a lot more from the romance aspect, and I think this one is supposed to be what that one was lacking for me. I hope I love it. I'm not the biggest fantasy fan, like I said, but this one sounds like it might be right up my alley, and I am just excited to get to it. I will probably start that one after I finish Firestarter. We'll see how it goes. The next book I'm reading is actually from a California extension part of the Weeby Book and Book Club. I talk about this book club all the time. It is on Facebook, was created by Jacqueline from the channel Jacqueline. And basically there's an extension for the California, which is where I live. And for the month of June, we're gonna read Him by Serena Bowen. This is a male-male romance that's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be a hockey romance. And one of the members highly recommended it. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'm hoping that I can get to a few more romances this month than I did last month, because I feel like I am lacking in the romance section at the moment, and that is my favorite genre. So I really hope I love this. I'm going to start this later in the month, but I'm definitely going to read this one since it is my book club's extension buddy read, and I'm really excited about it. The final book that I'm going to be reading for June is Priest by Sierra Simone. This one I am super excited to announce that I'm going to be in a podcast. I have a Bookstagram friend. Her username is Slightly Sierra. She asked me to be on her podcast for a specific episode where she talks about smutty books. And we are actually going to be reading Priest together and then talking about it, and then, you know, talking about smutty books, because those are some of my favorites. Her podcast is Slightly Bookish, and she talks about books. She talks about books, she talks about bookish things and shows and stuff like that. I've listened to a few of her episodes, and she also has a YouTube channel. So I'll link all that information down below if you guys want to check it out and check out when I'm on the podcast. I'm pretty excited about it. It'll be my first podcast anything, and she is still growing her channel. She's still new to creating content, so I'm really excited to be taking part in that. But I'm also really excited to read this book. This is a spicy romance about forbidden love between a priest and a member of the church, which is, it just sounds like a good time. I'm really excited to read it. It sounds really good. I have started a few pages. So far, I'm enjoying it, and I've heard only good things on Bookstagram about this book, so I'm really looking forward to it. So those are all the books that I plan on reading in June. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of them, but I have been doing so much better in my reading. I'm no longer in a reading slump. I just don't have a lot of time to read throughout the days, but I'm still hoping that I'll be able to get to most of these, if not all of them, at least to the ones that are for specific events, book clubs, things like that. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.